Hey, what is going on, YouTube? Aaron here. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day here. And guys, we've got some massive, no pun intended, news for you guys here today. The Azur Lane Wave 6 content was just released, or the blog post rather, was just dropped on the Legends website. I will link that in the description of this video. And there's a lot that we have to go over, some good, some bad, some intermediate, and we'll talk about all of that. We'll go into further detail tomorrow for our patch notes video, but anyway, we've got a few new commanders. As always, the giant booby anime commanders are here. The first one here is the Azur Lane Richelieu with her main base trait of Flag Bearer here, Battleship main battery shell grouping, as well as incoming fire dispersion. She could definitely be, useful in some regard. I don't like the split perks per se, because usually you're minimizing the effectiveness there. But sometimes they are good in certain regards. We have Azur Lane Harbin here, and she is well endowed there. So I thought this game was getting like a lower rating, so these weren't going to be available. I don't know. I heard that rumor somewhere, but anyway, her main base trait is Dragon Power, which increases your chance of a cruiser HE shell causing a fire and cruiser torpedo flooding chance. So definitely tailor-made for the Pan-Asians, which of course is her nation there. But on top of that, her unique skill is Blazing Battle Dance. While your cruiser is in smoke, increase torpedo damage up to 6%. I don't think we read Richelieu's here. Her unique skill is the Iris Flame, which looks like it's going to be that one there in the 4th slot. Increase battleship's main battery shell damage by up to 12% against burning enemy ships. Yikes. You couple that with the Azur Lane Richelieu, and you're going to have some disgusting French HE spammers there. I think this is going to go really well on Burgoyne, but we'll definitely have to check that out later. So moving on, we have Formidable here, which I've got some bad news for my Battleship players. There's another carrier in this wave of content as well, but her main base trait is Supporting Wings here, aircraft torpedo damage against ships with less than 50 HP, aircraft HE bomb damage, and HE bomb damage and AP bomb damage there. Fully maxed out will get you 50% or plus. How does that fraction going to work? Of less than 50% HP. So any ships with 50% HP or less, you will get an additional percentage there, maxed out at 5% at 16.4. So that. And her unique skill is Armored Hangar, increase aircraft HP by up to 8%. Reduce restoration time by up to 10% for specific aircraft type when 50% or fewer planes of that type remaining. I get that carriers were a part of World War II, and they have their place in this game, but it just seems like they're just trying to force feed this content down our throat, and most of us don't want it. But anyway, Prince Heinrich here is a German battleship detectability time after firing her main battery gun. So it looks like more of an accuracy-based commander as opposed to a brawling commander, but she will have her main base trait there is battleship detectability, as we just read, time after firing main battery guns, minus 5%, and battleship's main gun AP shells damage plus 3% maxed out there. So why we are getting a German sniping commander with, I know why we're getting it. It's on the screen right there. But it's just to sell to the Discord and Reddit. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, her unique skill here is Hunch Punch, increase main battery range and shell grouping by up to 8%. So maybe we're getting a German sniping battleship. Can I think of one right now? GK, maybe? Fuck if I know. Anyway, Asashio here is probably, honestly, the only one that I would maybe consider besides Richelieu that is like potentially worth it, because now this is definitely for my Virgin Shima mains, but the 8th Destroyer Division of Azur Lane Asashio here increases torpedo damage while undetected by up to 6%. So you couple that with the insane concealment that the IJN destroyers already have, and yeah, you're going to see a lot more weebs running this. But her unique skill is Strike Them Down. Each torpedo hit reduces the target ship's protection against your destroyer's torpedoes by up to 1.5%, which affects not only damage but also the chances of causing flooding. Additionally, your torpedo speed increases by up to 5 knots. I don't know how you're going to ever be able to keep track of that during the game unless you have like some advanced AI spreadsheet, but it seems as if this is going to make Shimakaze play. It's like, I get that you have to, there's many different play styles, right? But I feel like these commanders are tailoring to the virgin Shima and carrier mains at the back of the map and hiding off in the corners. But in some regards, sometimes you want to play that way, and this commander is going to give you the ability to do that. Before we move on, I just wanted to. I made a video a while back where I said that I think there are too many commanders, and I still do, especially when we get into the sixth wave of Azur Lane and just stuff like this. But it's mainly for my newer players and my middle to new, my intermediate to newer players. They have no idea the combinations of things that can happen in this game. So when they see something like this, or they see a Shima or something with insane concealment and doing a lot more damage, they're like, what the hell is this? Now, for my experienced players and players like myself, certainly these builds you can create a lot of different variety and unique play style. You guys actually saw us do a somewhat meme-worthy Elbing build with really reduced penetration angles to sort of get some crazy angles at which we could pen. But a lot of those builds, maybe not this one, only work in unique circumstances. So if you're a newer player, or maybe even an intermediate player, don't worry too much about a good majority of these commanders. Now, if you have a lot of fun, for example, playing the French battleships, like I said, I think this one may be, pretty nasty in that regard in terms of its HE. But regardless of that, don't go out of your way to spend $100 on half of these ships and these commanders. There are a few good ones that eventually make their way back around, and sometimes we kind of create new metas and builds, but this is just a way for you to spend more money as always. But anyway, moving on to the ships here, the AL Richelieu is a natural-born long-range HE sniper. Why the fuck do we need... I just don't understand, but now we have the Richelieu, the Le Foudre, the Jean Bart, the... Am I missing one? No, but we have 4 Richelieu classes, Richelieu, Foudre, Jean Bart, and now this AL Richelieu here, but 3 maybe. I don't know, I'm blanking right now, but her main battery range is increased to 18. So with certain commanders, you can probably push 20 plus. Now you will need RGA mod to see past 20 kilometers. That is actually something I didn't know for a while there, but yeah, her HE damage is increased from 5,400 to 58, 30 fire chances 36 to 38. AP penetration multiplier, I don't know. Do we have those? Reduced, AP reduced, detectability increased, barely. Detectability range while firing in smoke, detectability range in the air. So small nerfs to a massive HE sniping French battleship, like we needed even more battleship mains to be at the back of the map shooting HE, but anyway, there you have it. The AL Harbin actually looks pretty cracked. I saw it this morning on PG stream. Ship HP increased chances of causing flooding with torpedoes. HE shell, fire chance increased 7 to 8%. Main battery reload, reduced from 4.9 to 4.8. What a massive buff that is. Main battery HE shell damage reduced, AP damage reduced. I don't know why that needed to be done. The AP is pretty mid. Well, I guess maybe not at tier 7, but I'm thinking of like the Jinan and the Sehong there, but deep water torpedoes replaced by regular torpedoes. That is a massive difference. If you didn't know, deep water torpedoes cannot hit destroyers. So if you saw a Pan-Asian cruiser or destroyer, you know that you could rush them without having the threat of torpedoes. Now their guns are still pretty good, but now they can. All the torpedoes from this ship can hit every ship in the game. Torpedo reload time increased from 100 to 115. Reworked smoke generator consumable number of charges from 3 to 5. Okay, cooldown from 130 to 70. Duration from 30 to 20. Okay, and dispersion time from 70 to 40. So you get less time in smoke, but you get more options to smoke, which is actually a little bit better in terms of positioning and things like that. So smoke radius increased as well. Citadel improved from 10% to 50%, cooldown time reduced from 80 to 60, and HP regen increased by 20%. So we've basically got a mini Mino with smoke, regular torpedoes, and HE with a pretty powerful heal. So, yeah, that's going to be somewhat broken. And here we are. What I honestly need to make a whole video about this. I don't know why we keep increasing carriers, but the AL Formidable is here. I'm sure for $70 to $80 you can buy the next OP carrier that they're just, I don't know, man. Anyway, it's going to take them an update and a half to figure out this thing is absolutely busted, piss off half the community, and then nerf it. But hey, when you've got a great game and you have a bunch of whales, you can sell a problem or you sell a problem and then sell the solution. So the ship is the first British aircraft carrier equipped with skip bombs. Why the fuck do dude, I don't know anymore. Paired with AP bombs, this unique armament enables her to deliver consistent damage to enemy ships. So yes and no. Yeah, AL Formidable is an entirely new ship with no existing prototypes currently in the game. So cool. I mean, again, Nils made a great point this morning that when you've reached a game that that's been out as long as this one has, 5 or 6 years now, you have to create new gimmicks and new tricks and new content. However, I feel like you could do that without pissing off 95% of your player base. I'm sure some people don't really care about carriers, and in certain regards, that it's not the end of the world as much as the community wants to complain about everything. But I just feel like most people, 80 to 90% who play this game, don't ever touch carriers, and they just hate them, and it's like, why do we keep force-feeding this content to us? But yeah, on top of that, we have a skin for the Azur Lane Prince Heinrich, the Azur Lane Asasio skin there, and a new crate, so new ways to gamble. But yeah, guys, that is the new Azur Lane Wave 6. I don't think I missed anything. They don't have stats for the Azur Lane Formidable here, and what I think it is you get skip bombs like the Chokolov as well as AP potential carpet bombs, because this is a British carrier and they have the carpet bombs. So you couple that with the new Dutch airstrikes, and running your AA cruisers is going to be much of a benefit. And destroyers and battleships is going to be much of a benefit. So I wouldn't be shocked if we see a whole new, OP defensive AA commander in the following update. But didn't mean to open that window there. Damn, I trolled myself on my own Easter egg. But yeah, I love you guys there. Have a great day, man. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I've been all but removed from really caring about Legends content, and then you'll get the comments of people like, well, why don't you start a protest? And like, guys, it's really not that big of a deal. There was recently an accident in my region where this girl, she was 20 years old, died in a head-on collision, and it's like, you have to ground yourself with things like this. Like, yeah, certainly nobody wants this, but at the same time, like, in the grand scheme of life, it's really not a big deal. So we'll still play. If you have massive problems with carriers, hop in my Discord, division up with AA ships, and absolutely ruin people's days. So that's my solution for that problem there. But don't what is it? Hakuna Matata means no worries for the rest of your days. Don't worry about it there. So love you guys. Again, let me know what you think of this content. I'm done blabbering. AA run out. Peace.